Hello, it is Real Estate Wednesday.
And a beautiful day at that.
It's pretty beautiful. I mean, it is 73 degrees and sunny right now in eastern Oklahoma. And so, not complaining.
No, it's beautiful.
So if you saw the title of today's video, is it a good time to sell your home in the winter months? Now, generally, the consensus is, oh, the holidays, people are busy, it's cold. Well, the cold part really doesn't matter if you live in the South, because honestly, it may get cold, but we don't get like buckets of snow like in other states.
Right.
So if you're in the South or, in Oklahoma where we are, it really doesn't slow down that much due to the weather. Unless it's, ice and snow, people still pretty much get out and about and go about their day.
Yeah.
But other reasons it might be good would be in the holiday months. There are, you're probably decorating for Christmas. Your home's probably the cleanest it's ever going to be because you're going to have a lot of family coming to visit and you want your house to be nice.
Right.
So that could be a good thing. You're already cleaning your house anyway, and having the house decorated all cozy with the sweet smelling, the cinnamons, and the during fall it's
Pine.
Pumpkin spice, and when holidays in December, then it's more Christmassy scents. But either way, those scents are very warm and cozy and inviting, and it just puts people in a good mood. And that's kind of what you want when you're trying to sell your house. You want people to feel happy when they're in your home. And so that's a really good perk of selling in the winter.
And too, if they were to buy now or, within the next couple weeks, you could actually close by Christmas and have a Christmas home.
You could.
Brand new home.
Yeah. So another one would be like for tax reasons. So a lot of times people need, oh my gosh, I've spent too much, I need a write-off. So they'll buy a house or something like that to reinvest funds. Maybe they're doing a 1031 tax exchange, or they're moving for work and they need to be settled before the new year starts in January. So there's a lot of reasons as far as financially why someone would want to move in the winter versus just waiting until spring when, the real estate market's abuzz.
Right.
Which brings me to another point of, if you're selling your home in the winter, you're dealing with less competition because there's not as many people selling their home.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, with current market conditions, we're still seeing like around 2% increase in sales prices. So people are still getting a good amount of money for their homes. But even more so in the winter, when there's less things to choose from, the people that are buying in the winter months, they are buying for a reason. Most people, obviously, if you're just a looky-loo, I'll buy if the perfect house came on the market, those people aren't going to buy in the winter. They're not serious. But people that need to move, they're the people that are looking in the winter.
Right.
And when there's less competition on the market, then your home could potentially even sell faster because you're not competing with the house down the street or the 3 or 4 houses down the street that are for sale because you waited until spring when everybody else lists their house.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Brian. I do believe that. That's good.
On the buyer side, there are some perks to buying in the winter as well. You're also dealing with less competition, so not as many multiple offers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, with the little bit higher days on market that I mentioned, sellers, a lot of times we're seeing, are more willing to negotiate more, because you're not dealing with the multiple offers. Maybe the seller's only getting 1 or 2,
right?
And they might be willing to give you, help with some of your closing costs or give you some money to help buy down your rate.
Right. Usually in a situation like where they have to move,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, well, we all know that if you have to move, we're going to make some kind of deals,
right,
to make it go and to make everything go smooth.
Yeah.
And Keller Williams is all about win-win on both sides. So
definitely,
we like that.
Well, and yeah, so buying or selling. I mean, obviously, even if you're selling, you don't have to sell. You're probably not going to sell in the winter. But this video is more geared towards people that need to sell for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So this video is just to provide you with some insight into the winter real estate market. So if you are selling, I've given you a number of reasons why it would be good to do that, or advantageous. And then even with buying, there's perks to buying in the winter as well. The biggest thing probably on both sides is the less competition. If you wait until spring on both sides, you're going to be dealing with multiple offers on the buyer side, and on the seller side, you're going to have a lot of competition. because everybody lists their house in the spring because it's spring cleaning. It gets nice. They're gonna, okay, my house looks great. Everything's thawed out.
The leaves are
Let's
coming
sell
on
before
the trees.
let's sell before school
Yeah.
starts. You know, that's
Yeah.
everybody's mentality. And so you don't want to deal with that, and you still want to get a great price for your house. Just list in the winter. So that's really all I got. Did you want to add anything?
No, I think that's good.
We didn't really talk about new construction, but I've been doing a lot of that recently.
Oh, that's
but this would
coming.
be on the buyer side. But builders as well, you know, they have a lot of inventory. They've planned and projected for, and so they're like, let's get these sold. So builders don't really stop in the winter either. Weather is the only thing that will slow them down from building, is because if it gets really wet and rainy, they can't really work on the job site because everything's muddy. But aside from that, you know, builders will keep building houses through the winter.
Yeah.
And so if you're wanting new construction, I've done a few videos on that are going to be coming out later this week. But new construction could be a great option if you're looking to buy a house, because most builders, unless you're buying a completely finished home, obviously you could just buy it and move in about 30 days. But if they still need to build it and you're planning, it takes about 4 to 5 months depending on the weather.
Yeah.
So 4 to 5 months. So if it's November, that's December, January, February, March. So you'd be almost in time for spring and your house would be done. And you could be moving in spring instead of fighting the market to buy a house in the spring. So
and those builders are busy. They're building homes. Every builder that we know is building homes.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I think I was just with D.R. Horton earlier this week, and they built nationally like 80,000 homes or something like that, which is just like, wow. But they're new to the Oklahoma area. So if you're thinking of moving here, you're curious about D.R. Horton, or you're familiar with D.R. Horton where you are and you want to build one here, they're doing a great job. And I've heard some things about them in other states that people don't like them, but everything I've talked to them, they seem pretty amazing.
I think so too.
So all that to say, builders as well as a buyer incentive, you know, they have the funds to help you with rate buy downs. D.R. Horton, for example, because it's fresh in my mind, they're running a program that if you use their lender and you build a house with them, they can get your rate down to around 2.2% lower than the national average. So you could get like a 5.5, 6 instead of a 8. You know,
that sounds good.
So that's, you know, a lot of savings. Someone figured out it's like $500 a month in mortgage payment savings if you do it that way. But even if you don't need help with the rate and you just need help with the closing costs, they can do a lot of incentives and money towards that as well, because they just have the funds to work with. Whereas sellers, people just selling their home, they don't. You know, they need to make a certain amount of money. And they are naturally emotionally involved because it's their home. But with a builder, it's all numbers. They don't care. So as long as the numbers work for them, they'll help you however they can.
I do think new build is really good. I mean, especially if you're a brand new home buyer, then it's those new builds are fun. Or if you're downsizing or anything. I mean, you can get a brand new home for any reason. Maybe you have some nice land somewhere. Well, then you'd want to get one that would build on your land. But anyway, they're
pretty great. And with production builders like D.R. Horton, Roche Coleman, Simmons, Shaw, all those builders, they build, you know, several homes a year. They're not building a one-off custom plan for somebody. Those houses are a great option. There's certain neighborhoods in the Tulsa metro area that qualify, not in Tulsa, but I'm talking about the surrounding areas. They qualify for a USDA loan, and that's a rural development loan, which means there is zero down payment with that.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize you can use those loans on production builders' homes, because you're not getting a construction loan. You're getting a regular conventional FHA, VA, USDA, the major loan types on those, because you are essentially just buying a finished product. It's just not built yet. But they do the construction loan. They do all of that for you, so you only have to close one time, just like buying a regular resale house. So it's a really great option. So with D.R. Horton, for example, because again, it's fresh in my mind, they only require a $1,000 earnest money as like your deposit to start building your home. And then any upgrades or whatever, that is an extra incurred cost. But if you're buying their base model with whatever options that are available with that model. They require a $1,000 earnest money, and then if you're doing the USDA loan, you don't have any down payment. So the only thing left would be your loan closing costs. But again, D.R. Horton could help cover some of those costs. So you can get into a brand new home for very little money out of pocket compared to what people think it actually costs to buy a brand new home. So
that's good. No, that's good.
That's all I got. So whether you're buying or selling, winter could be a great option. And if you're curious about new construction, we would love to shed some light on that for you as well.
Answer some questions.
So always comment below any topics that you're hearing or curious about. We'd love to make more content or just answer them in the comments as well, because that's where all of our content comes from, just from things we hear throughout our day and online and from watching what people comment on our videos. So hope you're having a good one. Of course, if you're thinking of making a move to Eastern Oklahoma, give us a call. We would love to help you make that smooth move, whether it's right now or a few months from now. It's never too soon to kind of get the ball rolling, and the loan approval process, all that takes time. So don't wait till the last minute. And don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend if you found it helpful and you think they might benefit from it as well. And we'll see you in the next video.